What's up, Met fans? Welcome back. Talkin Mets with Rob. How's everybody doing? Before I get started talking about Kyle Schwarber to the Mets, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you're enjoying my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos, and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, Met fans. So, rumor has had it that the Mets are probably interested in Kyle Schwarber to the Mets. Now, when it comes to Kyle Schwarber, the first thing you think of is DH. So the possibility and the thought process of all of us are thinking that the CBA is going to include a DH in the National League. Now, the problem that I think is going to happen if the Mets do go after Kyle Schwarber and sign him is now you're going to have a logjam at the DH spot because, yes, would you like Kyle Schwarber as the everyday DH? Of course, he's going to hit you a lot of home runs. Probably not a high average, but a lot of home runs. But then you have to think about, where is Cano going to be? Cano's probably going to be on this team. JD Davis, probably going to be on this team. If you've been following my videos, I truly think JD Davis will be an optimal DH. But who would you rather have, Kyle Schwarber or JD Davis, who was already on the team? You know, Kyle Schwarber is going to cost you a decent amount of money. We'll get into the possible contract in a little bit, and we'll look at his 2021 stats. But when it comes to Kyle Schwarber, how likely is it that the Mets spend money to bring in basically an everyday DH? Because, let's be honest, he is not a left fielder. Dominic Smith is a better left fielder than Kyle Schwarber. That's just my opinion. And to give somebody a multi-year deal with a decent amount of money per year just for the DH, I think the Mets have guys on this roster that can be the everyday DH and pull up the numbers that Kyle Schwarber can put up all through the offensive stats. But when we look at Kyle Schwarber, let's look at his stats in 2021. He had, with two teams, remember, he played for the Nationals and then got traded to the Boston Red Sox. He had a .266 average with 32 home runs and 71 RBIs with 76 runs scored, 106 hits in 399 at-bats, and a 3.2 WAR. His average was close to 30 points above his career average, which is nice to see. But I don't think a .260 average is what to expect from Kyle Schwarber average-wise. But let's be honest, you're not looking for him to bat 300. You're looking for him to hit 30-plus home runs and knock in 70 to 80 RBIs. That's basically what he did last year in 2021. That production right there, any team would want that as their DH. You're not really looking at average when you have a guy who is going to be predominantly a DH. You're looking at home runs and RBIs. You need him to drive home the runs. Kyle Schwarber does that. But are you willing to allocate more money just for a DH when you have other holes such as third base and rotation pitchers? That's what we would have to look at. So if the Mets do have some type of budget, are you willing to give that to Schwarber, who is going to basically have a stranglehold on the DH? Yeah, he can play the outfield every now and then, but let's be honest. You don't want Kyle Schwarber in left field that much. You want him there as least as possible. So to be the everyday DH, I don't think it's worthwhile to give him the type of years and the money that he's going to be asking for. We will get into that contract proposal in a little bit. But when it comes to Kyle Schwarber, I do think one guy on the roster, JD Davis, can bat .260. JD Davis is a .280 hitter. He showed that over the last 2.5 years. Obviously, in 2021, he was hurt. But I think a healthy JD Davis, who is younger than Kyle Schwarber, but a healthy JD Davis can hit you 28 to 30 home runs, knock in 70 RBIs, and will have a batting average of at least .280. And that's a guy you don't have to pay much for because he's already on your team making chump change. I don't even think he's making $1 million yet. But when it comes to Kyle Schwarber, are you willing to give a multi-year deal for a decent amount of money for an everyday DH and bring him in? And that might mean not getting a Chris Bryant, not getting Carlos Rodon. That might be the thought process with the Mets. You might be able to get 2 out of the 3 in Kyle Schwarber and maybe Carlos Rodon, but you might lose out on, say, a Chris Bryant. I'm not willing to do that, but again, I'm not going to complain about the stats that Kyle Schwarber has. And I think 266, 32 home runs, and 71 RBIs is heck of a good year that I would take in any DH. But again, you can probably get that production in the DH with JD Davis. Yes, you can say we need that extra lefty bat, of course, with most likely losing Michael Conforto. There's not many left-handed bats in this lineup anymore. You might have Jeff McNeil. There's not many guys left. You have Lindor, who's a switch hitter, but predominantly he'll be a left-handed batter. So you don't have a lot of left-handers in this lineup. It's mostly right-handed dominant. So Kyle Schwarber would balance out the lineup. But when it comes to what type of contract Kyle Schwarber will be looking for, all the rumors and all the proposals and the guesses that reporters and everybody else who talks about free agency is saying that Kyle Schwarber could be looking at a 4-year deal. Now, me personally, I would not want to go 4 years on Kyle Schwarber. My opinion, I will go max 2 for whatever amount of money you can think of. But realistically, if you want to come to his terms, Kyle Schwarber's terms, and the Mets really want Kyle Schwarber, this is the deal that I think would get it done. Kyle Schwarber would get 4 years, $60 million. If you add that up, that's $15 million a year, which is not terrible. But once again, he is going to be an exclusive DH. He is not going to play the field maybe 5 to 10 times during the year. Now, some might say, with his production, why the heck not? But if you really think about it, guys, he played in Washington, who, again, the ballpark is not small, and Boston, who, he can easily hit a pop-up over the Green Monster, and the right field line is very short. Can he get the production that we saw last year? Because if it's that, I don't know if you can want to go 4 years, $60 million to get Kyle Schwarber, which it might take that much because there is competition to get Kyle Schwarber. Right before the deadline, there was so many rumors about Kyle Schwarber, and it seems like a 4-year deal is probably going to get it done. But I'm not willing to give 4 years, $60 million, but it seems like that's what it would take to get him to the New York Mets and not go to another team. So, Kyle Schwarber to the New York Mets. Is rumored that the Mets are interested in Kyle Schwarber. 32 home runs, 266 average, and 71 RBIs. It's very good production, but is it worth the 4 years, $60 million? Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think? Is 4 years, $60 million too much? Or are you willing to just not go after Kyle Schwarber and allocate the money elsewhere, such as a Chris Bryant or someone else at third base, and more of the rotation like a Carlos Rodon? Let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you guys for all the support. And as always, Met fans, let's go Mets.